Hello, 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 hello. What? Immediately we get a subscription? Okay. Thank you for the subscription. How is everybody doing today? Let me make sure. We're gonna pull Mitchie in just a second. But first off, I just want to say hello. Hello, Silas. Silas, is this your first time getting first? I don't know if I've seen you up so high on the list before. Hi, Silas. Hello, Spell. Thank you for getting second. You'll be able to hear Mitchie in just a second. Onigiri Mochi. Hello, Mochi. Thank you for getting third. Also, hello to everyone else who's here. So let's listen. We have Gangsta Neeks. Hi, Neeks, Mitchie. Love to see you because you're here with me. What was that? Neeks, what'd you do? Why did you just win? Why'd you win? How dare you win? Would you give me 5 subs? Thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, Venus. Good to see you. Pinky. Lovely, Pinky. Stop calling me a whore all the time. Hi, Venus. Hi, Neeks. Hi, Vanya. I hope you're doing okay. Hello, Lilypad. Or as it should be pronounced, Ollie Pato. Hi there, little bunny princess. My lovely lawyer. I think I already said hello to Neeks. Hello, Echo Infernal. Echo, it always throws me off when people say hi to you because they say echo, and I'm like, oh shit, what do you mean there's an echo? Ocean. Oh, Ocean, hope you enjoy your lurk. I'm here. Mwah. Lynn the Pug. Thank you for being here. And thank you so much for all these gifted subs. I don't know half these people, but actually I do know some of these people. I'm glad they got subs. I hope they enjoy the subs. And yeah. Nick, thank you for the bits. You didn't have to do that. Okay, let's make sure people can hear Mitchie. Mitchie, speak. Mitchie, speak. I didn't unmute you. I thought it'd be funny. Hi, Aura. I didn't see your name, Aura. Aura, you have to type more than once for me to see your name. Also, hi, Mitchie. You can speak now. Just kidding. I muted you again. I thought it'd be funny. No, sorry. You can actually talk this time. Try one more time. I'm not me. Who would be me? Me? Never me. No, well... Stop that. I'm not wearing pants. I'm not standing up. If that's what you want to see, Mitchie, you want to admit that? How would I stream from bed? No, Mitchie's trying to see me pantsless chat. Mitchie's trying to see me pantsless chat. Cancel them. Speaking of lovely bunny princess lawyer, I have chamoy sour gummy worms. They're delicious. You can have some. You can get some. Okay. So, today. What are we doing? Mitchie? No. Wait. Okay. Isn't half of the followers? What does that mean, Venus? Isn't half of the followers? Hi, Desi. Hi. Mwah. Explain, Venus. Oh, tech me smart. No, do not. Hey. People have to pay you. Get paid for your art. Yeah, one of my goes. I know. One of my goes start paying you. Tag me in art, chat. I love it. One of my favorite things is for people on trying to see you without pants, dude. Oh. I mean, anyways. Hey. Oh wait, are you looking at me in game? Here, give me a second, chat. Give me a second. Oh, you're actually looking at me asleep in bed right now. Okay, oh god, my arms. Ignore my arms, chat. My arms are totally there. They're connected to my body. Ignore what you just saw. Anyways. Yes, I might be wearing short shorts, chat. If you want to see my outfit, we're going to take a look at this real quick. Yes, I am. So I have this lovely pink shirt. I have these little shorts. And this beautiful, beautiful face. Look at this man. Look at this man. Look how gorgeous he is. Look how gorgeous. Isn't he gorgeous? Say, I won't ignore you either. What are you doing? What do you want? What do you... Stop looking at my room. Anyways. Yes? What can't I see? It is now. Anyways, so what were we gonna say, chat? I was gonna say something to you. Oh, yes, I love it when people tag me on stuff on Twitter or anywhere. I'm talking! Behave yourself. Okay, I love when people tag me on Twitter. I like, especially like anything that reminds you of me, just like tag me in it, and I'll go take a look at it. I'm like, oh my god, it's so me. So, yeah. Anyways, we're drinking a little bit today. Today's a good day to drink. At least I am. I don't know about Mitchie. Mitchie, are you drinking? You could be drinking water. That's amazing. You didn't tell me. I don't remember what you tagged me in, Neeks. Was it awful? I have gotten tagged in a lot of MPreg. But yeah. Why you have to go and make things so complicated? I can't rebirth yet. Okay. Okay, let's go. Gina has dog memory. I do have dog memory. Guys, she said she loved me. I've peaked. Yes, you have peaked. It doesn't get better than this. Where are we going? Yeah, I don't care where we go. Just figure it out. Sounds good. So, chat. You and your freaking ACAB. ACAB. ACAB! All cops. All cops. ACAB. Okay. Anyways, love everybody. Yes. So this game is a horror game. If y'all don't like horror games, you might not like this. It is a game where you do a bunch of tasks and try to survive, okay? It's fun. It's pretty decent. We do trials, and we outlast them. There you go. Now you understand the game, chat. If y'all have any questions, let me know. If the game's too loud, let me know. Oh, the game is not loud at all. Ah, it's probably loud enough. Let Mitchie have her fun. I refuse. Try to make me. Silas. All cops. All cops. ACAB. I don't care if they're fictional or not. I don't care if they're What do you mean? This man has been shown to... This cop has very specifically, like, caused massive amounts of harm to people. Like, he's most definitely about... yeah, okay.
You are the exterminator.
I like you too, Neeks.
There is a snitch inside the prison, preparing to testify against our truth. Kill the snitch.
Man, who says Neeks dislikes it? Yeah. That's okay. Anyways, chat, let me know if the game's too loud or anything, okay? I was like the Bunny Queen. I don't know who the Bunny Queen is yet. Yay, drugs, chat. I'm so happy we have drugs. I will enjoy this game the more I drink, though, chat. It's fine. It's totally fine. Tonight's drink of choice is a lovely, lovely Mike's Hard Lemonade Cranberry mixed with a shot of gin, topped with 2 chamoy sour neon gummy worms. Cheers, chat. Are we haven't arrived at the destination yet. Mm-hmm. Tell me. Tell me. Neeks. Come on, tell me, Neeks. Come on, Neeks. Let me hear it. Bunny, let me hear it.
Please proceed.
Yay. All right, Silas, you tell me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's been a while since I played it. Not this one. What are we telling Gene? We're telling Gene exactly. Come on, Silas. All right. Do you admit that you love me? I love everybody. Popsicles are perfect today? Oh, I bet they are. Come on, Neeks. Let me hear it. The kitty boy's napping. Oh, the kitty boy from this morning. Or a different kitty boy. Of course it's acceptable, Silas. Speak to me. Talk to me. Come. Oh, chat, should I chop the... We're going to stop the chill music. I forgot about the chill music. This is too chill. Sweet. The safe kitty. Oh, the kitty. Okay. Hi, Arasu. How you doing? Oh, bottle. I went left. You said go left. I went left. What do you mean? Directly to my left is a window. I hit the wrong button. Nah, I'm fine. Hi, Riveropa. How you doing? How should I want you to tell me the steamy secrets? You know I have a stun, right, that recharges. Redeem. Oh, Mitchie. Oh, Mitchie, you're such a good girl. Too late, chat. There is something very wrong with you. Anyway, sorry. Yes, Silas. However much I need to love you to get the secrets from you, I'll do exactly that. Come here. Bottle. Come on. That's fair, though. I'm also very attracted to violence. Right. But how you doing, River? How's life? Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep pushing this. Oh, I can't push it. I need the power. Right. It's been a while since I played this. Oh, that's right. Of course, of course. I'm hiding. Gotcha. All right, so tell me. Hi, Moxie. Oh, enjoy your dead phone. I believe in you. What? When I say what? Bun? I know they like when I say a bun. That was. God damn it. Bunny. That it? Queen? Is that it? Bunny and Queen? Really? Did you not see that? Oh, I did put nudity filters on this, by the way, chat, because we're streaming. So, just a heads up. If you're wondering why they're, like, censored, that's what's going on, okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ari's the bunny princess, and then Neeks is the bunny queen. Oh, fuck!
You was born guilty, and you'll die just like it.
Yep, right. He was behind the closed door.
Oh, here to spray for the roaches.
Oh, fuck. Damn it! I'm having such bad luck today, chat. Full psychosis, yay! Yep. I know, right? Bunny baby. Oh, bunny baby. I was gonna hide in here. You got this, it's fine. No, we need to. Everybody's a bunny here. Don't you know, chat? You're all bunnies. You're all the best bunnies. Silas, but you'd look so cute with the ears. Why don't you think about it? Just an alternate form. Ugh, you're gonna make me do this. I don't care about points. Come on, Neeks, fight me then. Let me see you struggle. Alright. Anyways, chat, I'm gonna behave now. Hmm? Yeah, I believe in you. You got this. I'm gonna behave from now on. And also, Desi, I may be able to come back, but I'm not 100% sure. I do need to also do my stream. Heart. Mm-mm-mm. No leaving you. Bunny vampire. Yeah. Yep, I've done this one. I always wanted to know what happens if you pick a wrong one. Yo, chat, she gone. Did y'all see that? Sorry, who has no balls? What do we have no balls for? Oh. Fuck. Ah, fuck. I'm doing great, chat. Oh, I found the star already. There we go. No balls, no testes, no weenie. I believe in you, you're fine. Hey, Ninx, you do whatever you want. Make him say the prayer. What prayer? What prayer? Tell me about the prayer. Hollow be thy dick, thy kingdom come, thy big ol' butt, on earth as it is in your asshole. Give us this day your daily pussy. Don't know what the hell any of that meant. But hey, is what it is. I don't know either, Ashwolf. How you doing? It was requested. Like you want it? I mean, I clearly don't want it. That's the moon. It was requested. Watch out! I got this. Stunned. Mm-hmm. Fire. Chaos Bunny Queen. Vibes. It is so funny to see them censored. Look how much censoring that is, chat. That is crazy. I kind of want to uncensor it just because it's so extreme. What was the last body we're looking for? Okay. This man got penetrated. Lovely. Bunny, 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 bunny. Does that work for you? Okay, we already have the star. We just need the spade. Nope. I know you didn't. Come on, fight me. Where's the violence you promised? Have you thought about letting them hit the floor? I've been pretty good, Ash Grey Wolf. How have you been? Ah! Oh, sweet. Thank you. Been tired? Ah, you're fine. I believe in you. I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4. I can only count to... Oh, really? Moreau, what do you mean you're playing R6? Where's my invite? Damn it, she turned. Moreau, where was my invite? You're fine. All right, we made a chat. We did it. Ah, shit. You're fine. I believe in you. You got this. I am. Exactly. Fuck. Trying to be. I have... There it is. And... He was coming for me. I have 1 hit. I'm dead. You left me. Well, yep. You abandoned me. Nope. I don't know. I'm dead. All right, chat. Well, we're back. How's everybody doing? We're back. What am I eating? Chamoy gummy worms. They're delicious. It is very hot here. I did amazing. Why? Thank you. Why are you putting a jacket on? Yeah, you said you're putting a jacket on. Why are you putting a jacket on? All right, so. But we can play sometime. We better, Moreau. I should be invited to all our 6 games. Are you hydrating? Yes, I'm drinking Mike's Hard and gin. We've talked about this.
I kind of wish you had died. At least I wouldn't have to look at you anymore.
Yeah, I'm hydrating. I'm hydrating with the hydration. I'm using my drink. Cheers.
Let's get you feeling nice.
Oh, I already have all of this. Oh, she wants to talk to me. Fun fact, you're right. Spell today is just one of those days. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you're gonna be good.
Watch your ass, Ethan.
It gives me plenty of time to go walk around and do stuff. But it's hard. Help. Help, chat. I'm dying. Help. Help. Oh, that sounds fun. No, not emotionally. Spell. Spell, don't lurk. I'll miss you. Come back. Spell, you're not allowed to lurk. No. Spell, you specifically are not allowed to lurk. Come back. Sit down. You getting? Phenomenal cosmic power. Thank you, Spell. You can't stop me from dying. You can't stop me from dying. Try. You're getting bullied. It's fine. Do you want me to say the same thing to you? Mitchie, you pathetic waste of space. Do better next time. What? Fine, I'll praise you instead. Mitchie. Darling Mitchie, please come here. I need your help. Come on. Come play the game with me. Show me what we can do. You're so good at this game, and you did so well. Lieber Mitchie, komm mit mir, bitte. Ich brauch dich jetzt. Okay. Let's see. Oh, nein. Warum soll ich? Ja, komm jetzt. Hi, Pomo. How you doing? Gene redeems. Oh, Desi, sweetie. Hello, lovely, Desi. You know that you are so very, very fantastic. And I think you're just a wonderful, wonderful person. I appreciate you so very, very much. And I'm glad that I got to meet you. I think you're going to be a fantastic friend and an even better streamer to stream with. I look forward to one day getting to collab with you. Thank you so much, The Redeem. Mwah. Also, Arf, I'm such a cute little puppy. There you go. I don't care. Cue us up for something. Go for daddy. And also, hi Palma, how you doing? How's stream? I saw you crushing it. Oh, god damn it. All right. Fine, we'll do this thing. I sang for 6 hours. You sang for 6 hours in an ASMR stream. Were you doing like whisper shiz? Oh, poor Jane and all the redeems. I know. It's so much, chat. Also, pronouns, I go by he, they. Thank you so much for the redeem, Becca. Everybody else, what pronouns do you use? Yeah, and what'd you realize? Yeah, what'd you realize?
You cannot allow
Yeah.
evidence to determine the course of justice. Corpus delicti. Find the bodies and grind them to slime.
Oh, does he?
We'll let you out.
Here, piggy. My pronouns are he, they, and all yours. Ooh. Hi, Keeper. Good to see you. She, her. Good to see you. Chat, do you want to see nudity? No, we probably have to put the mature filter on then. I won't do that. Oh, fun. I wish I'd gotten a chance to see it. I did. Mox, I always miss you. I'm also going to turn down the game chat because it's a bit overstimulating sometimes. Let's see, we're just going to turn down the master volume there. And then we're going to... Yeah, do your drugs. It's okay. I believe in you. Alright, chat. Let me know if the game's too quiet for you. I can always turn it up for you, alright? Alright. You know, I think I'm just going to stay in the Southern voice for a while. What do you think? Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. No, Mitchie, wait for me. Be a good girl and wait for me. Standing ovation. Why did I read standing ovulation? Alright, let's do it. Oh, we got key diamond, spade. All right. I got this shot. Y'all hear Mitchie talking up a storm over there? They're super focused. Do you hear this girl, chat? God, apparently putting fear in her is all you need. So, chat, a way to get into Mitchie's heart is by putting the fear of God in them, apparently. I get it. It's the adrenaline, isn't it? Ain't it? Thank you so much for the follow, FK Pit. How you doing? Welcome. Oh, hello, Sparky. Sorry, what are we trying to do here, chat? How are you guys? I'm doing pretty well. Having a good old time. How's everybody else doing? Do you hear this girl, chat? How you doing, Pit? How's your day? Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. I want you to know that. So I'm a bit distracted right now. I'm kind of like hardcore focusing. Ah, wrong direction. Well, ain't this a pity? Ain't this a pity? Ow. My day just chilling. Glad to hear. And yours? You know, today's all right. It could be better, could be worse. I do think it's hilarious having this person scream next to me. I don't know. I think they're literally dying, chat. They might actually be dying currently. Oh, hi, Aiden. How you doing? Where are you from? Well, normally I'm from currently the Midwest, but because of a damn redeem, I'm currently. Well, you knocked that man straight into me. Yeah. Are we done with the 5 minutes? I guess we can get in one more minute, right, chat? Mitchie likes it after all. Alright, let's see if we can find this. Oh, because normally I'm not in the Southern Voice. Technically, I'm in the mountains. Anyways, we can stop now. Alright, we're back. I can't believe you died. How dare you, Moreau? Try harder. Be better. Okay, it's gotta be here somewhere, right? Mitchie also loves when I speak German. Mitchie mag's wenn ich Deutsch sprechen. Nein, ich glaube, dass Mitchie mag das nicht. Mitchie liebst das. Oh. We all love when he speaks German? I don't believe you. Prove it right now. Wait, what'd Keeper say? And where is this stupid body? You haven't found the crown, right? I don't know. Why don't you think about a lot of things? There it is. Yeah, I've noted. Yeah, you're mathing. Nah, we're still trying to find it. Oh. Keeper has 2 audios now. Chat, you can't explain getting logic from me. I have 0 logic. Oh, hi. I don't know where any of the bodies went either. Fuck. God, how do you say afraid in German? So I need to say, Pommel habt Angst von diesem Spiel. Da. Pommel hast das besucht? Warte mal. Ich glaube, ich sehe diese. Ja, wait, are you German? Halbdeutsch. My mother is German. My father is American. And I learned some very, very, very basic German over time. Okay, is this... what is this? That's fire. Okay, we don't need fire. We need crown. Where's this stupid crown? You re-dyed your bangs? Nice. No, I'm still on the A side. Oh, it's the poison man. I have mostly vapes, so it's fine. You think what? 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 Huh? Huh? Bye, Pinky. Have a good lurk. That's okay. Miss you, Pinky. I'm also stupid. It's okay. We can be stupid together. I turned you down a while ago. You're fine. You're fine. Well, yeah. So there should be one on each side of the map, and Crown should be on the A side of the map. And that's where I'm trying to find it right now. But I haven't seen any more body. Okay. Apparently, wait. Was I in Sector C? You're kidding. Found diamond. Me when I'm going down on a lady. Aha, just kidding. Stop screaming my ears. Please, I can't hear anymore. What? I don't need your help. Ich bin ein, I can't remember how to say strong. Desi has been sitting here waiting for me to fuck up. Wow. Wow. Oh. Ja, und jetzt brauche ich die Crown. Yeah, nah, but you can get the key. You can get the thing first. You can get the crown first. Un poco italiano. Bunny. That's about it. Perché? You're so cute. Danke. Okay, is the body here? It's not here. Ow. Yes, we need the crown key. Why? It makes no difference. No, it does not. God. Okay, fine. 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 Ein Moment bitte, ich komm gleich. Ja. Was willst du jetzt? Warum brauchst du so viel? Ein Moment, warte. A ist da und C ist da? Ach Gott, ich bin so dumm. Entschuldigung, I'm sorry, chat. I thought A would be on the right side because it goes A, B, C. Okay, let me look at honey, yeah. What is wrong with you? Right. I get it, that's why you talk to me, because I'm 6'4". Can you help me out real quick? Thank you. It's right here, by the way. Oh, it's a star. Never mind. Yeah, here it is. Oh my God. I thought I was in A the entire time. Hi, Neeks. Hi, Bunny. No, we're talking about honey. Fucking. Oh, shit. Alright, chat, here we go. Oh, God damn it. I just also lost the game. The game? You know the game that you lose by remembering that the game exists? Yeah, don't you love when he comes on your end? What? I am really good at hugs, chat. I am soft and I am large. I am 6'4". Yes, somebody in the chat definitely speaks Spanish. Really? You know, we could have done better. Yeah, who are you two trying to get? I don't know. They're flirting with somebody. I feel left out. I'm not getting hit on. Come here, Mitchie. We'll hit on each other. Come here. Bitte. Warum magst du das nicht?
Excellent work. They say you hurt the ones you love. I hope you know it works the other way too.
Hi, Hidori. I don't care about it. Mitchie, I can praise better. I'm gonna start sending you praises every day. Of course you can, Pit. Come hug me. Also, Moxie, you get sick. I'm eating the thinnest pieces of teriyaki jerky, by the way. Oh, I didn't see you, Keeper. Thank you. Get some sleep. Cue us up again. Let's go. Wait. Come here. Oh, you're still loading it, aren't you? Oh, Venus. You bully me and I'll bully you right back. Come here. Let me see you try. As pathetic as it might be. This man's just naked. Come on. Wonderful. Wonderful. Perfect. Beautiful. You are a prince. There. Climb up on me, I believe in you. Oh, Keeper. You're such a good little blossom. No, come here. Follow me. We're gonna play a game. Come with me. Oh, come on. Come on. Get over here. Mitchie, come on. Lieber, komm mit mir, bitte. Nur einen Moment, komm. Und ich will kein, ja, ich mag kein mehr Deutsch. Komm. Ich spreche kein mehr Deutsch. Du musst jetzt kommen. Geh rein. All right, chat, we're going to play a game. We're going to see if I can beat Mitchie. I'm bad at this, by the way. I'm very, very bad at this. Okay. Oh, right, we're supposed to hit the board, aren't we? Damn it. I forgot how to play this. Okay, set. Okay. Oh, there we go. I remember. Damn it, I fucked up. Wow. I hit the wrong one. Damn it. Here we go, chat. Okay. I remembered. Damn it, I have no clue. What do we even hit for that one? Wait, are you gonna... I've never seen this one before. Fuck. Oh! Oh, it was on the other monitor. I had to find the monitor it was on. Okay. No, but it moves. There's a certain point where all the colors start flashing and some of them go off. We're gonna do it again. We do it again. We gotta do it again, chat. We gotta do it again. One more time. Are you smoking? Are you Mitchie, are you Mitchie, are you smoking? Mitchie, are you smoking? Mitchie! You can't smoke. Stop smoking. As you should. Spill it on your cigarette. Yeah, see, no, say it. Let me hear. Oh, stop spilling your drink. Komm jetzt, was machst du hier? Nein. Warum machst du das mit dieses blödes Ding? Kannst du nicht trinken? Okay. Mit einer Hand. Nimm diese Drink. Okay. Ja, okay. Und nimm das um deinen Mund. Weißt du, wie okay. Ja. Ja, und jetzt trinkt. Wirklich? Why are you having so much fun with this? I'm giving you horrible instructions in German on how to drink. You're just like, and now? God, Mitchie, you dummy. Yeah, come on. All I have is pork skins, chat. Oh, Moro, sprach mit mir. Wir können beiden schlecht sprachen. No, Nix, I miss you. Don't lurk. Nix, Bunny, come back. Come back, Bunny. Congrats. And hi, Psycho, how you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Wie spät ist das? 5:50. Okay, we're still good. You ready? Haha, I got it before you did. Wow. Why are you so mean to me? Du hast... Ja, was mache ich jetzt? Ich setz in eine Sitz... They're so mean to me. They hate me. Aiden, watch this. Okay, I'm ready. What do we wait for? Oh, come here, Pit. Sorry, I missed this. And thank you for the hydrate. And thank you for the stretch. Silas, get back here. Why are you leaving? Come back, Silas. They are. Oh, Moreau, what a good girl you are. Such a good girl. Why would I not care, Silas? Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss, Mitchie. I would like praise. Everybody does leave me. It's true. Yeah, lass mich hören. Yeah, Silence, but you don't mean it. Wow Wow's not everybody. Wow Wow is special. Hi, Wow Wow. Wow is the best. I'm sorry, chat, but nobody's going to compare. Wow Wow has been here the longest, so Wow Wow is the best. Silas, I'm sorry. I do know Wow Wow IRL, though, so, you know. Yeah. You just want Silas to crash out? That's fair. Silas is crashing out. It doesn't take much to get Silas to crash out, though. Yeah, call me a good boy. Chat, they called me weird. Get over here. Welcome back, Snow. Mwah. All right, have a good one, Psycho. Ocean, who would you like me to praise, Ocean? Ocean, who would you like me to praise? Oh, Silas. Okay. Hi, Silas. Silas, sweetie, you are so very, very incredible. You're wonderful, you're kind, you're lovely. And I know so many people care deeply about you. You're a wonderful person. I really, 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 really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a member of my community. No, I'm looking for the generator. I'm sure you do. Mm-hmm. She's back there. All right, I think she's probably gone. She moved? Cool, sweet. You got this. Yeah, I was running. All right. Oh, Pomo. Any particular pet you'd like, or do you want just a generic pet? I knew it was here. No, I'm correcting you. I knew it was here, not I am knowing it was here. Can you open this door for me? I have the gas. I'm about to die. This is your fault. Pomo, Pomo, what a bad little pet you are. Such a bad little pet. Cat? Oh, what a bad little kitty. Bad kitty cat. Where's the gen, by the way? I'm the goodest boy. You're an amazing being. Thank you. Stop climaxing over there and help me find the generator. No, don't say that to me. You redeemed praise 3 times? Well, you gotta tell me you redeemed it, Silas, because I don't necessarily see it all the time. A lot of stuff comes through. Did I miss the praise? You gotta ping me if I miss the praise. There is... Where's the fucking generator? I'm so confused. Oh my god, Mitchie. Why don't I believe you? Exactly. Where's the damn generator? I used to do better praise, Desi, but I am a better person now. I'm gonna die carrying this stupid gasket. Ray, Mitchie says hi, or Mitchie, Ray says hi. Anyways, Gene, can you say good boy? I can if you redeem it. We have redeems for the very reason. Oh, hey, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hi, Ray. Alles gut. I give bottom vibes. I'm sure I do, Penguin. I'm sure I do. Yeah, what's taking so long? That's fine. If you was a top, I'd make you... Penguin, that's not how consent works. Okay, hun. Run towards me. Run towards me. It's a hat. Okay. There we go. I'm eating Gene's hair. Don't eat my hair. There you are. Yeah. Hun, I was I was distracting the cop. If you noticed I went in after were you? You're totally fine, Pit. How'd you know about that dream? Did you hear me, Mitchie? I said, how did you know about that dream?
Good. Not great. Is that the future we're
Who knows?
I need you to join me in the
My hair is not flavored, chat. You can't eat my hair, I'm sorry. Doesn't work. No matter how hard you try. I'm edging the door. Desi, I will prove I can praise better than you. Not on stream. Oh, now I have to wait for you to load in. Damn. So boring waiting for you. Ah. You don't deserve the price this time. Do you like my trees, chat? All my plants? And my flower wallpaper? You might have nightmares to this. I'm apologizing already. Identification. No. What do you mean no, Venus? What do you mean no? You're gonna have more naked in public dreams, I'm sorry. It's just gonna happen. It's just what happens, I'm sorry. Get some eeps. 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 Eeps, 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 eeps all day. Sleep all day. I like this top. I don't believe you. Actually, Mitchie told me earlier that they hate you. Sorry, they had to find out this way. I don't lie. I'm fashionable. I want it. You're so mean to me. You hate me. It's okay. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah. We're doing trials until the end of stream. Wait, no, come here. No, it's too late. It's too late. You gotta play this with me. Come on! You're bad at everything.
Let's make you better. You're so brave.
Come on. Let me beat you. Yeah, maybe I just like beating you. Okay. Get on. Get on. Yes. No, this one's more important, though. Want to play chess? All right, sit down. I'll teach you. I'm just kidding. It's going to take too long. Okay. Let's go. Yep, set us up for another trial. Sure, let's do the baby. baby's fine. Let's do the baby. Baby! Why would you ask? Ugh. There we go. You're way too flustered. Nix, do I need to grade you then? Let's go. No, I'm kidding. I'll behave myself. Sit down. I'll keep it to DMs then, Silas.
You are the tax man.
Yay, tax man.
Is only crime that has passed a sufficient threshold of success. A sin that must be made clean by a government's tithe. Empty the vault for authorities to...
Including the soliciting of. There he is. Look at that man's. They doing drugs, chat? All right, chat, we got this. You ready? Always on antidepressants, that's fair. Eat the rich, agreed, agreed, agreed. I would also drink clay water if given the opportunity. Give me clay. Give me clay water. Yay, lasers. I'm gonna hit every single one. Hi, Lynn. How you doing? Enjoy being squishy, Silas. Hello, pretty. How you doing? Pretty lean. Around. Silas, it's whatever. Whatever it means, it means. Yeah, there's two of them. Wait, where do you need a device? Probably. Oh, well, I'm sorry it's negative. I wish you luck. Did I get hit by that? No, I think I didn't get hit. We're fine. You chose this one and you don't remember it? That's crazy. I can't believe you chose this and you don't know it. Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room with the rats. The rats made me crazy, crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room with rats. The rats made me crazy.
Watch the fucking suit!
Crazy, I was crazy once. Room. Rubber room. Rubber room with rats. Rats. Crazy, crazy. Crazy once. They put me in a room. A rubber room. Rubber room with rats. The rats made me crazy. Crazy, I was crazy once. I figured it out. No, I found the skull. Okay, otherwise. So does it have to be, so is there only the pentagram that we're looking for? Six, 1, 2, skull. Chat 612 for the skull. Don't you dare forget it. Got it. Thank you. All right, let's go to the shipping yard. Whee! We're very good with the skull now, chat. I already figured it out. I appreciate you writing it down, though. She got me to buy it the other night. Oh, Mitchie's here right now. Mitchie, Leon's here. Oh, enjoy your rest. Bye, Palma. I'll miss you. Mwah. What's wrong with Leon? Why are you saying, "Oh, it's him"? Why y'all got beef? Wait, what, how'd you tease? What'd you do? God, I feel I'm jealous. I'm missing out on all the fun. Venus. There's a cult? Oh, okay, I got you. Kitty? Who's Kitty? Oh, K-Cat. That makes sense. I've seen a few of your TikToks, K-Cat. Casey. Cat attack. What's this volunteer for? Yeah. Dogging. Hi, Bedozai. What the f- I would love that.
You cruel son of a bitch.
The fuck you hit me for? It's me, I'm in your ass. Sorry. Okay. Oh, here's the pentagram. All right. 493 for the pentagram. Hi, Blood Moon. Thank you for the follow. How you doing? Why do I suck? What did I do, Venus? Come here, Venus. I'm not trying to be mean. Why do you hate me, Venus? What did I do? Blood Moon, I'm doing okay. I laugh at everything. That ain't fair. You can't judge me for what I laugh at, chat. I laugh at everything. Mm-hmm. Train Diva. 493. Yep. There we go. You have to hit the button, hon.
Watch your step.
Oh, it's fine. I'm done. I don't remember what I laughed at, Venus. I laugh at a lot of things. What did I laugh at this time? Thank you. I like my laugh too, Blood Moon. I like it as well. Venus pissed their pants. That's true. That's true. Well, I don't think we have time for another one, unfortunately. So we just want to hang out for a little bit. Sweet. Chat, how was that? Did you all enjoy our running, even though I couldn't talk as much? I might bring in more people to do some of these, especially off stream. It's not really my more stream vibes, but you know, it's good. It was so swag. Bunny, I don't believe that at all. Ari. Please talk to me, Venus. I'll miss you too much.
That's how 99% of the world gets by. It's the mediocrity by which we'll all end up drowning in a bloody sewer. But I'm glad you tried. I am.
I know, I gotta give the bunnies better identifiers. There's too many of you. In a good way. No. That's fair. Foxy, Foxy. What's it gonna be?
Maybe that'll give you a fighting chance.
Foxy, Foxy, what's it gonna be? Well, chat, thank you for giving me a shout out to Leon. You are powerful, you are beautiful, you're deserving of our love. It's true, chat. So many bunnies. All the best, though. All the best. Thank you for the hydrate. What'd he say? Bunny God. Oh, you know. Lynx, I hope you can get some sleep too. Just being a bunny. Hi, Moonshadow. How you doing? Hi, hi, hi. You're more of a cat? That's fair. You can be a cat if you want to be a cat. Whatever you want to be. All right, Queen Bunny. I got you. Okay, well, that's gonna be the end of this game. Mitchie, did you have fun? Did you? With the amount of screaming you did, are you sure you had fun? Like, holy shit. I mean, like, uh-huh. Oh, so you didn't sleep well, Lynx. Well, we are gonna see if we can find somebody to raid into. Yes, Mitchie's a screamer. True facts, true facts. Let's see what we got. You're a screamer. All right, chat. Let's see who we have that we can raid into. Oh, Pomo's not streaming. Is Pomo streaming? Pomo's streaming, chat. All right, chat. Well, I hope you all had a good time. Mitchie, thank you for playing with me. We are going to raid into the lovely Pomo. Now, this is a chill stream that they're doing. So it should be more of y'all's chill vibes. Okay? Mitchie, you still there? Okay. All right. Thank y'all for being here. I'll do a little... We'll raid them. And just say, big love. And there's the raid message, okay, chat? Alright, y'all be good. I'll miss you all so very, very much. Bye, lovelies. Mwah. Oh, wait. That's a rerun. It's a rerun, chat. It's a rerun. We're not rating a rerun. Okay, we're gonna raid Vulpine voice. Chat, don't like his voice better than me, okay? You're not allowed to like his voice better than mine, okay? Let's do a lucky raid. There we go. Okay, y'all be good. Y'all are amazing. I'll see y'all next time, okay? Bye.